Hey man,
I'm a guy who likes to work on my car. I like to take it apart and put it back together.
Crazy, man.
What makes a man do this?
South Africa is experiencing winter at the moment, so we're in the southern hemisphere, of course. But there was a little patch of really nice warm weather. So I decided, okay, quickly get in your car and go off to the Cederberg for a few days and take some photographs before the rain comes back again. And anyway, like deciding to go on a trip isn't just a case of throwing your cameras in the back. It becomes a bit of a military operation. You've got to charge up all your batteries, the phone, the camera batteries. There's a million things one's got to get together. Anyway, I spent a day or so getting that together and then headed off. I also had to work out that I would have 5 sort of segments of photo opportunities. So one's got to work on that. So I had 2 full days, 2 nights and a morning. And the type of photographs that I'm working on require quite nice early morning or afternoon, evening light. So I had to work out which areas, how could I get to them easily, because I wasn't going to spend the night in the mountains. And then I sort of headed off and I thought, okay, I'll work it out as I go along, which particular areas I wanted to go to when. The nice thing about a particular pass called Huis Pass is that it goes right through the mountains. So one's immediately in the top levels of the mountain when one starts from this point. The rock climbers come to this area from all over the world because there's such incredible rocks that they can test their skills on. And this one is called the Rhino, and it's a perfectly placed rock. It's only about 45, half an hour from the parking area. So you've got this magnificent bit of sandstone rock just jutting out. I'm working on this project using a Hasselblad H3D2 camera. It's a medium format, which is 645, which gives you an amazing amount of detail when you photograph. You get a 300 meg TIFF. That's just technical stuff when you move from a raw file into a TIFF, which is fantastic. On the left hand side of the camera you can see the rock has weathered and left a hole through it, and there's a lot of that type of thing in the Cederberg. Another thing that's readily available, or not readily available, but in abundance, is San Bushman rock paintings. It's amazing how these paintings have lasted for so many hundreds of years. They used minerals from the rocks and earth. They used plant and animal sources for their paints. But you can see some, it depends on how wet the caves have been since the Bushmen have left the area. And also the area is generally quite dry. Then, because it's a sandstone, this is a riverbed that has been eroded over time. And I remember when I grew up just being absolutely fascinated by these shapes that would be weathered into the rock as the river flowed down, and it was always such an adventure to swim and explore those areas. I just stumbled upon this rock. Obviously people know about it in the area. They know about it, but it's not a very well known rock formation. But look at that face. That's just a prehistoric dragon. I don't know how you describe that, but it's something out of a child's nightmare, like a camel dragon. after 2.5 days of just focusing on my photography, I headed off back down the pass, which is just such an amazing time to have on one's own, just concentrating fully on the photography. And you can see from this, I'm coming down the pass where I did a lot of my work, but if I had to start from the bottom of these mountains, it would probably take me 5-6 hours to get to the plateau at the top. So it was a perfect place to start. These are images that I took during this trip. This is the Rhino Rock again. That's it from both sides. And I'll give you some music to listen to while you take a look. I hope you enjoyed this quick video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Okay, go well.
Is it over yet?
Yes, it is good. It really is.
What are they?
Well,
and find out what the future holds in store.
Is it over yet?